welcome to this edition of AFI Smoko, coming as it does in Budget Week. Richard, you went down to Canberra and partook of the festivities down there. What was your take, particularly from an agricultural perspective?
Mick, from an agricultural perspective, there honestly wasn't a lot in the budget, to be perfectly honest. There were a couple of measures that were very welcome. The expansion in funding for trade commissioners and the biosecurity measures. You know, biosecurity also really important for trade. Trade's two-way. We need to protect stuff coming into Australia, as well as providing that biosecurity guarantee to stuff going out of Australia. But I guess the one thing that was missing that a lot of people have commented on, there was, I guess, some hope that addressing the connectivity issues in rural and regional areas was something that has been an issue for a long time now.
And no more funding for additional black spot coverage.
No more funding for additional black spot coverage, and I guess the point that's being made is that we can expand the trade opportunities as much as we like, but if we can't run modern, efficient businesses in the bush, which these days rely on connectivity, then we're not going to be in a position to take advantage of those opportunities. So getting that connectivity is important as it ever has been.
And you got an opportunity to listen to Minister Littleproud talking at the breakfast.
Yes,
how was that?
At the Ag Industry Breakfast the morning after the budget. Look, he made a really passionate speech about agriculture in general, but particularly about the outcome of the Murray-Darling Basin Plan discussion. I think he's very personally invested in an outcome. His electorate encompasses all of the Murray-Darling Basin in Queensland.
It's interesting, isn't it? The political mood seems to have changed. They were able to avoid the disallowance motion in the Senate, and looks like actual progress is being made, which is a good thing. I suppose the real issue, or the real lesson out of this, has been that the apparent lack of willingness of governments to enforce their own rules has almost led to mistrust, and that creates its own problem when it comes to politics.
It does, and it was just so encouraging to see a workable outcome, not a political outcome. As you say, so often the rules get left behind if there's a more politically expedient outcome that might be taken up. So, look, just great to see some security in going forward with the plan now.
And it highlights an issue we've looked at a number of times at the AFI, which is this whole issue of social licence. Yep. A lot of people don't like that term, but it really does highlight that there's a degree of licence the community gives agriculture,
yep,
for example, to use irrigation water.
Yep.
And when they feel that licence has been breached, the trust associated with that has been breached, the politics swing very savagely back the other way.
It's almost like we'd planned that segue, Mick, because that's a perfect introduction to our John Ralph essay this year, which is all about social licence and does the community have the right to dictate what farmers do and what farming practice looks like. So if you've got an interest in that, if you've got an opinion on that, jump on the AFI website, all the details are there. It's a great prize if you take it out, and really encourage everyone to have a look at that.
$5,000, I might even put pen to paper.
Well, there you go. You'll be competing against the best. All right, that's it for AFI Smoko this week. We'll see you next week.